Good morning. How is everyone? How are we doing? How are we doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good morning. What a 5 minute candle right here. It's funny, I was looking for longs actually, like pre-market. Let me clean some of this up. I was looking for longs off this candle here to shoot for this high and then this high. But the market had other plans. There's equal lows here that we slipped into. An imbalance. But now we're kind of just in this range chopping, so I'm interested to see how we open. Maybe sweep this low one more time to go higher. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Bloodbath or Breakout? That's what we want to know. Bloodbath or Breakout? Good morning, options trader. Jimmy. How we doing? How we doing? We got about 25 minutes till open. But I'm bullish on indices today. Obviously, candle 4 continuation. Right? That's what we want to see. Keep this wick somewhat small. That's what I would like to see. What about you guys? Good morning, Esteban. How you doing? Gold. You're respecting that 50% of the previous day, but we've hit this swing high right here on the daily. So you're seeing a reaction off that. What up? Kathir. Niku, what's up, man? Niku's cooking up some goodies for the stream. What a rip, huh? It just it's hard to get on side. Like what? I got a feeling we're gonna get a setup today. I got a good feeling we're gonna get something. We almost got the longs, right? Hindsight, I probably should have taken this 1 hour entry from yesterday. It was just like PPI 8:30, right? And we closed right at 8 o'clock above here. So I was worried that 8:30 might get me out. And I didn't want to hold through high impact news, but it turned out to be nothing. It just kind of slowly, slowly grinded up for the day. But we're kind of just chopping around the daily open right here. If you cut on the daily profile stuff, right? This looks like it'd be, New York reversal if this is going to be the low. Actually, probably New York manipulation because this looks like consolidation, right? And then we manipulate that side of the range and go higher. So, what's up, Carson? What's up, Marco? Yeah, the 5 minute to the daily high. Yesterday. So, yeah, not much going on pre-market, which is nice. You're kind of seeing YM start to run higher. So is YM the strongest today? We'll see. We will see. We shall see. But yeah, news-wise, had Trump pop up at 6 a.m. and start speaking, right? He's on Fox. And then 8:30, some medium impact. That's it for today. So as long as there's no tweets or bombs, we're chilling. As long as everyone behaves across the globe, we're good. Oh yeah, why is this old man awake so early? He got shit to talk, that's why. He gonna talk his shit. Let's kind of glance at some other assets real quick while we wait. So gold, candle 2 closure, candle 3, candle 4. We're still respecting the 50%. So you could probably get maybe a long on gold. It'd be cool if we got a candle 3 closure on a 4-hour right here. And then look for a 15-minute entry off that, right? Off this series of down close candles. Maybe look for some kind of like 15-minute entry back to this high or towards the high. Doesn't even have to be there. We can just get a fixed 2R along the way. So that's it for gold. That's pretty much the only thing I see. Unless the 1 hour opens up and sweeps this low one more time. So that's gold. Silver, pretty much the same thing. Candle 3 closure on the 4 hour or a 1 hour sweep down here. What's up, Tyler? We have some actually pending highs, right? That we can target. So yeah, exactly. I want to wait for a C3 closure on gold right here on the 4 hour. Silver, we just talked about that. Oil. What we talked about yesterday, this consolidation high being swept. Remember? Series of down close candles. And it basically ran through all our targets that we talked about. This low. This low. Then this low. Then the day opened up, right? And then big spike down. And now we're kind of, we can call it bear flagging, consolidating back So I don't know if we're gonna get much from oil today. Daily chart wise, you still have this low down here, and these two equal lows in the day, and this low. So maybe he wants to come down there eventually, because you're digging into this 4-hour balance. So maybe we keep that marked up like so. What's cool is like we hit the -2, kind of retrace a bit. Now we're kind of gunning for the -4, -4.5. And that's about it, honestly. This would be your candle for continuation, as you can see. Shoot, honestly, you could just get in like on a 1-hour close below here. And your stop's like 3% on oil, but it's moving. See, if you wanted, you could get in like RB. Yeah, it's missing that long wick that CL has. And there's still pinning lows here that haven't been taken out here. I'd probably target this first, and then this is kind of protected to me because it swept this low over here first and went higher. So it's going to be a little bit more high resistance liquidity. So I would probably look for these. But yeah, gasoline. I don't really trade these two. I really just trade oil, but I use these for SMT. We'll mark this bull or bearish. Come back and look at it. But yeah, let's monitor this low on the 1-hour. And then also the closure on the 4-hour at 10 o'clock for gold. Whose job is that? My job, but who wants to be in charge of it? Remind me. And then I'd do like maybe an hourly setup on oil. You could even get we could even get maybe a 15-minute entry off a 4-hour close right here. Let's see. I'd like a 15-minute entry on oil. That'd be sick. Kind of just hold it all morning. So that's like the commodities. Let's look at the indices now. Let's check out the indices. Got a little SMT at these highs, but I mean I'm bullish today, so sorry, I almost said we're bullish. I'm not gonna speak for you guys. I'm bullish. But see how like someone was asking me, how can you be bullish when we've taken out these daily objectives over here? Or mark them out again. Because remember we opened up around here and we kind of just ran all day. So I'm not looking to fade the daily candle expansions, but 2, even the weekly candle expansions. Remember I talked about it beginning of the week, candle 2 closure, candle 3 continuation. Now we're seeing that candle 4 continuation. Yeah, I'm not going to play Wordle again. I don't have the brain power to do it after a trading session either. But like, why? I'm not looking to fade this until the higher time frames give me a reason to. You know. You also, people, you gotta remember, we've been in chop for so long, right? Taking out some liquidity, reversing, taking out some liquidity, reversing, right? Taking out liquidity, reversing. We've been in chop for so long that it's sometimes hard for people to adjust that we're now in a new market environment. It's trending again. And they get a little skittish playing continuations, right? Which is fair, but you just got to be aware of that. Like, are we in a new environment now? Like, what's going on? And that can cause you to be hesitant of pushing the button, right? But like this fractal model is a continuation model. So we're looking to play continuations, right? We don't want to see a big retracement. So like a little shallow run like this, keep the wick small to expand higher. Like look how small these wicks are on these expansion candles. That's what we want to see. Because if we have giant wicks, then we're using up a lot of the daily range. And that's probably going to be a reversal candle, not an expansion candle. Yeah, I mean, YM just kind of reaching for this high again. ES kind of doing the same thing. And Q kind of lagging. So, off the rip, it kind of looks like YM has some strength. But we'll see how it reacts and plays out right at the open. That's kind of my morning analysis. If you missed it, you can go rewind back. Yeah, let's just watch this. I mean, this is going to close. If it closes down here at 10 o'clock on oil, it's just kind of sketchy because this move right here has already formed this long wick. But oil's only done 21% of its daily volume for the past 20 days. So what I don't want to happen is something like this, right? Long wick, and then we kind of just retrace back into the range. But I feel like we've already kind of done that, right? We've already kind of retraced back into the range. So I think a juicy 15-minute setup or even an hourly setup would be nice on oil. And maybe we can just ignore this long wick because the other assets don't have it and have still pending failure swings to take out. But we'll see. Would have been sick if we didn't do this right here and kind of just came down and left these equal highs. Yeah, hopefully it's quick movement too, not kind of like this slow, lethargic. It got moving right around, you know, what time was that? 11:15. It started moving, right? I mean, the ADR from yesterday was like, it just blew past it. This is a 15-minute chart. It kind of just, you know, did its thing slowly throughout the day. It's like every time I get off stream, it starts to kind of move a little bit. It's like a delayed distribution. God, it keeps giving me like bit rate suggestions. Current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Gotta figure that out one day off stream. And the quality's fine, right? It's not like dipping or anything. Not freezing, stuttering, blurry. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Crispy. I'm not saying like you could take a one. I mean, you might be able to take a 1 hour entry on a gold too. Off the 50%. We've swept out this low right here into this imbalance. So there's POIs. What's up, Mauricio? Which would also align with a candle 3 closure if we close above the opening price, right? So that gives me even more confidence. Like, okay, candle 3 closure, candle 4 should expand to the upside. So we're aligning now the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and would it also be a 15-minute, right? Confirmation for that 4 hour if we close above the opening price. Maybe it's a higher time frame entry kind of day. I mean, we got potential higher time frame entries on gold, potential higher time frame entries on oil. I don't really see that happening on NQ because we've already wicked this opening price and came back down and kind of consolidating now. So whereas the other day, yesterday, we got SMT at this imbalance here on ES and NQ. So that would have given me more confidence to long this once we closed above, long on this candle, hold through 8:30, hold through 9 o'clock, capture some of that. Because here's ES. ES actually dipped into that, NQ didn't. It was kind of sketchy because you see this closure at 8 o'clock right here above the highs, right? Let's go back to the side-by-side. You see this closure here kind of like wicking, like a candle 2 almost, like it wants to come down before moving higher. Same here on, you know, right around 9 o'clock. Because I thought about just letting the 8:30, 8 o'clock candle 1 hour play out, seeing how it closes, then hopping into the new 9 o'clock right before the open. But then I saw it close like this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of sketchy. So I didn't get in. One of these days, the stream's going to start, and I'm just going to be in a trade already. How can I trust the continuation, though? All the higher time frame candle closures and looking at equilibrium of the previous day. And then aligning that bias with a daily profile. Does the daily profile confirm your bias? If it does, gives me even more confidence. Does that make sense? Or am I speaking another language? No trades this week so far. I tried to place a trade yesterday on the 15-minute off this right here. Try to wait for a retest back to this level when the 15-minute candle closed above for like a 2R. I want to see it close, come back down, get me in and go. Equilibrium, like 50% of the previous candle. See these dotted lines, how they line up? These are high time frame candles. It's just painting out the 50%. So you want to see if we're going to continue higher and keep expanding, like with these small candle wicks on the daily chart. You want to see this stay above the 50%, right? It can retrace to the 50%. Like here's an example. 50% of this candle right here. We've retraced down into it. We're respecting it. Now you want to see it continue higher. Oh, shit. What do I think of YM long? It looks the strongest so far. It's taking out current high day right now, so let's see. 3 minutes, 4 minutes still open. I'm gonna be honest, like the higher time frames on these commodities look a lot cleaner than the indices. Like gold looks like we might have a long. Oil looks like we might have a short. It's like, which one do I want to choose? Because here's your candle 4 continuation. It's just funny though, like usually gold goes up, right? With uncertainty, people de-risking, moving their money from like risk on assets, like stocks, to commodities like gold, right? And so if there's going to be like a ceasefire and the war is going to end, you would think there'd be less uncertainty. So gold should go down. And oil should go down because there's less tension in the Middle East, right? So I feel like one of these are lying. You know, like which one's lying? I feel like gold might be the one lying. Like, because it's just kind of retracing on the weekly, you know, making higher highs. If you look at the 4 hour, it's kind of sweeping highs continuously. So I kind of feel like gold might be lying. And oil is not. Oil back to like 60s. Back to the 60s. Back to where it belongs down here. So maybe we do oil. I wonder what the margins are on oil right now. If it's something crazy, I might not even be able to trade it. Damn, it's basically 13K to hold one contract. Here you go. See how like usually the day trading intraday rates are usually smaller. Like if you go to like NASDAQ, it's you only need $1,000 in your account to hold one full mini contract on NASDAQ. And then overnight you need 40K just to hold one. So like the day trading rate's way smaller, right? You can hold way more. But if you go back to oil, it's the same. Because of the volatility, right? Where's gold? Yeah, see, you need 37K in your account to hold one gold contract overnight. But you only need basically $9,000 to hold one intraday. So I don't even know if I'll be able to trade oil. Because my stop would be like almost 3%. Yeah, YM. Might get a 15-minute here. I mean, the problem is there's no like POI in here for a 4-hour candle closure. But there is, you look really closely on YM here. So maybe you can take the framework from here and transfer it to YM and just say, okay, we hit a POI on NQ. What about ES? No POI on ES either. But maybe we just say, you know what? NQ did it. So let's just send it. Like this candle, if this doesn't close above here and comes back in the range, then it's going to, in my opinion, take too long to close above. I wouldn't take the next one. Like if it just rejects it like that and closes lower back in the range, then it looks just like a consolidation. And it might want to sweep this low one more time before moving high, if it's going to head higher. You get a friend who's banking with Forex the past few months? Yeah. Forex has actually been moving kind of nice. It was trash for a while. What's crazy is like, look at the price action like here, like this gap down, up. Looks like the exact same as NASDAQ. Gap down, up. Even here on Euro. Yeah, see, like, remember that high I was talking about? Why I'm taking out its high day, current high day, 9:30. Let's see. Even the 5-minute on YM looks like ass. It always looks, I feel like it always looks like this pre-market until we open up. Let's look at the daily real quick, side by side. Back to all-time highs. I'm gonna try something. I tried to add a chat bot in here. Oh, there it goes. It works. All right, I gotta figure out how to make that a lot cleaner. So it's not so messy. And we're making little tweaks to the stream, right? Making it a little bit higher quality every single stream. Got a chat bot in here. Got a nice little thumbnail going. Baby steps. Jay Solar, I appreciate it. They're about to get rid of the day trading rule. What this means? Nah, I'm not sure what they mean by day trading margin. Yeah, I just got that too, Tyler. Pakistani delegation on way to Iran to convey a U.S. message and plan for a second round of talks. Why not just QQQ? What do you mean? Do I ever hold overnight? Very rarely. In this market, very rarely. But like, I don't mind like a overnight swing. Like if we kind of already kind of distributing, right? And then let's say we put in like a protected swing up in, you know, some kind of imbalance up here or some POI, then close below it before I go to bed, right? And I can already see it kind of distributing overnight through like Asia or London. Then I'll just hop in, stop, and hold it overnight for like a fixed 2R or whatever, or for a target. And then I'll either wake up, be in profit, wake up, stopped out. But like I don't like as you saw, I showed you the margins like 40K to hold one contract overnight on NQ. You know, it's like you can't even really trade that if I wanted to. But those overnight trades are usually on an hourly chart, right? Yeah, yes. It's kind of just funny to see them flip flop. Oil. What's gold doing? Same thing, gold. Honestly, I'd probably just put my stop at the bodies. Maybe even like aim for this low or here. Got about 20 minutes till that closes though. Let's peep the 30-minute though. We get any? Nah. If this thing just starts to run, I want to wait for some kind of pullback. Up and on a lower time frame. And I want to see as we sweep these highs, right? How we react up here. And the reason I want to wait for some kind of continuation entry, I want to see some kind of PD arrays get respected here, some bullish arrays, to show proof that we're going to continue higher. So yeah, I'm thinking like a 15-minute entry or something. Because that's the only candle closure we're really getting that's clean is a 4 hour. Here in the next 20 minutes. Let's see how we react to this opening price. Are we going to close below? Just kind of wick the low, come back in the range. Same with gold. Looking nice right now. Maybe we just trade gold. Just trade the candle 4 on gold. It's just kind of, one thing I don't like is how it's already hit this high. If it just opened up and came lower, that'd been perfect. The thing about everyone who saw this get taken out, we've been retracing it, right? They're probably short up here. It wasn't that deep of a run either. It kind of just tagged it and went lower. It's not like it busted through equal highs and just ran, you know? Ew, what is that? Silver. Yeah. Into these imbalances here. But I feel like I can get a better RR versus like buying at the closure up here. I don't know, maybe we trade gold. If this doesn't close and gold does, maybe we trade gold on the hourly. And just hold on for dear life as the news events come through. How long have I been trading the fractal model? Since middle of last year. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about the gold trade that I don't like really is that you're longing towards this high that's already been taken out. This high. So like I would want to see a candle 3 closure on the 4 hour and us close above this on the 1 hour. Because if you look at the dailies too, like expansion, right? And kind of like a slow lethargic move back into this range. So we're about at 50% of it, or we're in a premium of it right now. Just swept out a daily high. So that's like the sketchy part, right? But I'm playing the candle 4 continuation off this swing point right here. That's what I'd be doing if I was longing. Let's do this. Let's set an alert. Hold on, I'm gonna knock at my door. 1 second. I'm back. I'm back. People probably joining the stream like, where? What? Who's trading? What? They're just kind of messing around. The new round is unlikely before Pakistan completes its regional diplomatic visits. Keeping momentum slow. Great, some more uncertainty in the market. Look at YM. Bang. Silver does have some pending highs, right? That's good. Maybe silver's the move. I mean, technically, we could be bullish on that as well. Off these candle 2 closure, candle 3, candle 4. Yeah, it's like looking good. Nope. You thought. It's just funny to see like the strength flip flop back and forth. Maybe metals are just the place to be. Yeah. Why I'm taking out that pre-market low. That's the thing. It's like, do you really want to be in a trade like for a long, long time? I mean, because all this news that's coming out. Dude, look at the margins for silver. I can't even trade silver. 58K to hold one silver contract. 58K to hold one intraday. It's absurd. I can't even trade silver. So let's get that off the watch list. I mean, the micro's like 11K. $15-minute order block entry. Off this candle 3 closure. $79,190. So like right here? Or these? Personally, I'd probably wait for it to. There's some balance right here. That overlaps with this down close candles here. Like, I wouldn't enter all the way up here at this point. You're gunning for like a 4% move on silver. Like, to get a 2R. See? Maybe a 15-minute on gold? No. Kind of slow. I don't know, man. I feel like because the margins are so high on the metals, we might have to. I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to close below this on the hourly at this point. Yeah, I just don't enter off fair value gaps. I want to see it hit the fair value gap and react. Then I would enter off a continuation order block. So something like this to paint it out for you, right? Imbalance, right? The candle 4 close here. New T-spot pops up, 50% pops up. Down close candles come into here. We close above them. Hop in. And then take it higher. That's what I want. And I enter off the down close candles. Stop here. TP here. That's what I would look for. I would just enter blindly off this fair value gap, right? I want to see proof that it's respecting it. Let the new 4-hour wick form. Trade the body, right? Let the wicks form. Trade the body. Close somewhere at the highs. You're an 18-year-old designer. If I make a 10x better thumbnail for your live streams, will you consider it? Yeah, show me what you got. Send me an email. Send my YouTube about page, YouTube description, channel description, whatever. Nico, he's in the streams. He's working on some goodies for the stream as well. So I'm always looking to like swap, make some new thumbnails, kind of swap them in and out. So everything I have on here right now is kind of placeholder while he works on those. We can still watch how these trades play out, right? I just can't participate because of the margins, at least on silver. Like, bro, who's getting cooked right now in the market? Is anyone in anything in this? Mm-mm. Be cool. We could maybe get a 15-minute entry on gold if we came down and like swept this low. On the new 4-hour. Like, to me, this low's not projected because there's no imbalance it dipped into or low that it swept. And this doesn't look like it wants to close below. All right, we got 4 minutes left. And it's just wicking the opening price now. So if it does that, I'd probably look for it now to sweep at this high at least one more time. If it wants to head lower, do something like this, right? Yeah. 10 a.m. in like 4 minutes. So far, all we've done is really chop. As you can see. I'd love like a sick 30-minute close on something to hop in like on a 3-minute. Be like a 3-minute long off these YM lows. Yeah. Like NQ's taking out its highs now. What's up, JM? So let's see how it reacts. Yeah, chop. The metals were looking good. Oil was looking good for a second. Only thing that really looks decent right now is gold and silver to the upside. You're about to get a candle 3 closure on the 4 hour the next couple minutes. Hmm. Here's the thing though, right? Like, look at this. This is euro and GBP. And here's regular gold. Look at this 1 hour candle right here. Little imbalance here on both of these. The candle 2 closure on the 1 hour. So like if I pop down to 5 minute, it's gonna paint. It'll paint the candle 2 closure here in a second, the next minute and a half. So like, does that mean we can look for 5 minute longs? Because we have SMT here and here. Can we look for 5 minute longs? Technically, yes. If this, once this candle closes. Because you have some kind of SMT right here. At a fair value gap, right? All right, 10 a.m. Gold. Yeah, oil's not going to close below. So we can forget about that trade for the next hour. Getting hit with alerts. All right, 4 hour just closed. You can maybe view this on ES as like a protected swing. Slow. Because we swept this one out. Why is it not? I still don't like the choppy look. But you did get that candle 3 closure on the 4 hour. And there's your T-spot painted out, right? 50% on gold. But you don't even have to target this high, right? You can just target this high. To be this 4 hour candle high here. You know? If you guys enjoying the stream, drop a like. Helps me out. Doing my best in these choppy conditions to not give any profits back from last month. All right, so last hope for longs for me probably this morning would be a candle 2 like expansion back up, right? Off this low. So quickly sweep out this low like you're seeing. Once it loads. All right, quickly sweep this low out on YM. I mean, YM to me has the cleanest structure. It's sold off. We're at some lows. I'd want to see closure back above the opening price. A quick retrace back up, you know, to go long. Like that's, and you'd be trading this candle 2 here. I'm also looking at like the structure. Like there's a little imbalance here on Euro and GBP, but there's not on gold anywhere in here. So maybe if we put in a down close candle here across the board into this imbalance here on the other assets, maybe we can just long that and put a stop at the low of it. That's like what I'm thinking about for gold. But just see, once again, weakness in YM, strengthening Q, ES just chopping right in the middle, you know. Mm-mm-mm. What are we doing? Someone call it Powell. Get the market moving. Yeah, these are 15-minute gaps right here. I mean, silver looks sick, but it's kind of already barreling towards the upside. So um Yeah. I agree. The metal's at the cleanest so far today. There's just no real. So I want to see this candle like completely disrespect this imbalance right here on the 3 minute and close above the opening price. And you have SMT, obviously, at these lows. Yeah, there's a tiny little 4-hour imbalance right here. What's the daily candle indicator called? The TTFM fractal model indicator by 2 degrees. There's a link in my description below this video of the tools that I use, and this is one of them. That be one of them. No problem. I mean, damn, even the 3 minutes boring. Honestly, like, only thing I really see is like YM. A 4-hour imbalance here. The last one in this leg. The last 1-hour imbalance in this leg as well, or the only one. Help me, Jerome. You're my only hope. Shoot, maybe we could even get like a 5-minute entry. You want to see if we're going to reverse off here. You need to see this to get disrespected. So like this. Like preferably just close right above this very next candle. I would look to enter, right? Is this thing hitting imbalances yet? Nope. I'm watching this little imbalance right here. Can you hear me when I talk like this? I'm like talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you. Okay, cool. Just don't want to be like too loud, you know? Too soft. Let's check on oil. Still nothing on oil. Silver. Looking way better than gold. Couldn't trade it if I wanted to though. I mean, honestly, YM looks like the only thing that has some sort of setup that you could trade. Sorry, I'm flipping around a lot. I'm just trying to get a good read on what's. God, we haven't had an imbalance on the 5-minute since 8:30 this morning. Or the 3-minute since 920. 923. It's 10 o'clock and we've only done 30% of the volume the past 20 days, which is pretty slow. So like we're getting a little later into this 30-minute candle here. If we were going to reverse off here and it wants to go lower, sweep this low out again. Make a new low. At this point, I want to see it just kind of hang out down here around this POI, the -2, -2.5. And then close candle 2 at 10:30. And then maybe we can get long for candle 3 to the upside. But someone asked the other day, like, how long would you still enter position later into the higher time frame candle? Like I said, it depends on the price action, like where we're at, time of day, what fractal I'm trading, right? What kind of, was that 30-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute, 1 hour? It really just depends on the trade idea itself. Yeah, 11 a.m. The party usually gets started at 11, and we're always missing it. We leave too early. Delayed start. I'm really yawning. It's just so boring. This is how I feel whenever I come to the charts. I'm ready to watch Chop again. Gold. Come on down into here. We're trying to see us expand on the other two indices. Do I dare go look at the 1 minute? God, even the 1 minute looks like trash. When we got almost 10 minutes until this 30-minute closes. Love gold. Yeah. Similar to yesterday. At least today we kind of had a nicer swing at the lows for the wick. Yesterday kind of just like went higher. This one at least put into some nice structure, I guess you could say. Just like it's just not in a hurry at the open at all to like do anything. You know, just like muddled and muddy in here. What would be sick is if we could get this to dump. YM for some reason likes to do the opposite. They used to move the same. Yeah, get in that gap. I don't even know if I trust that though. I want to see how it plays out. If it came down as, made a new low off this 15-minute here. You see it's putting in the 4-hour wick. It's digging into what? The opening price. Right here. See how it aligns right here? So it's like closed above, digging into it. That's what we want to see. BP USD. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Mohammed. Dollar. Four hour. So I'm looking for SMT. There's just no POI that this down close candle has dipped into for me to like consider it protected. But the 4-hour structure looks pretty good. With this imbalance. Pending this high. Right, previous day high is still intact right here. So like, I wouldn't blame you if you try to take the trade. So we're hitting that now on the GBP gold. Let's see how it reacts. As for the indices, not much has changed. Let's see how in 8 minutes we're going to get this candle closure here on the 30-minute. And let's see if it closes back inside the range or not. And even better if it closes above this imbalance. Oil? Nope. Anyone take any trades so far? I know a few. Yeah, man. I mean, they just obvious and they jump up the chart, and you're like, hell yeah, I'm an idiot if I don't take that trade. I'm not seeing any of that. I mean, longs on NQ are playing out if you're in them slowly but surely. I just don't see where I would have gotten a long, been comfortable long. Maybe the 15-minute, like I pointed out earlier, closure above, but like, look at 4-hour chart. Or ICT trading the 15-second. Yeah, maybe like a 4-hour entry, but like, personally, I don't mess with. Like if we're gonna close nice on a 4-hour, I'd rather just get it on a 15-minute. Like if you wanted to hop in here, your stop would be like probably here. It's like 80 handles. Starting to kind of pop a little bit. At least put your stop like below the 50% of the previous candle, right? That's where, if I had to take like a positional entry type thing, that's what I would do. All right, 5 minutes until new 30-minute candle. Play if these things start to run, maybe YM can reverse off the POI right here. Yeah, the gold one's just kind of sketchy. It's not really high quality. Although you did dip into this imbalance here on Euro as well. SMT at the lows on the 15-minute. Like I just don't see anything in here that personally I like. On oil. Silver? Hmm. Yeah, would you guys, if you took longs on here, where'd you enter? Where was your stop? What time frame? Give it to me. Oil confluence? Not really. I've seen people talking about that though. How like oil's been following NASDAQ or whatever. $30-minute closure here. What we want. Looky. Just digging into this. Down close candle. Imbalance fill. We did sweep out this 4-hour high. Imbalance. Ooh. It looks like you're trading a barcode in this on a 3-minute. All right. 30 seconds left on this YM. Let's watch YM. All right, this candle 2 closure here on the 30-minute. You didn't see any kind of follow through with the candle 3 continuation. So this is a reversal candle, right? See how long the wick is? Short body. It needs to close above this. These 2 down close candles here. It needs to come close above this. And that, you know, within this new candle. There's also a 30-minute imbalance right here. So like, let's see how it, if it hits that, how it reacts. But we did disrespect this, which is nice. And you got SMT like at these lows here and here. Let's see if this thing inverts, right? Does it come back down and hit it and go higher? Because I know people who would long this. They would just enter long right now. Say this is an inversion for value gap, right? I don't trade like that. And their stop would be like, you know, fair value gap low or swing low, whatever they feel comfortable. I mean, 5-minute disrespect of the imbalance as well. All we've done this morning on YM is open up, quick little drop, and you consolidate. In Q, kind of whipsaw slow grind up, and now you're starting to see it kind of just expand a little bit after already grinding up a bit, which is kind of frustrating, right? Because you have a direction that you want to trade in. It's playing out. It's just not giving me any entries that I'm comfortable with. If we close back below this imbalance, it probably wants to sweep this low again. Yeah, Dow's grandpa for a reason. It was looking like the cleanest, for a minute off this drop. Putting in some imbalances at least in the 3-minute. I mean, we're heading towards this high right here on ES. NQ. High here. YM lagging. Gold short. Yeah. We're in that 4-hour imbalance, right? Right here. And we've kind of disrespected this one too. Right, close below it, coming back up into it. Yeah, with only $0. That's been me for the past few weeks. Like YM, right? Looks like it wants that low again. Digging into this 1-hour/4-hour imbalance. See how we hit the -2 and kind of retrace a bit? Brother, what are we doing? Who's dropping hearts in the chat? Who's spamming the heart emoji? Yeah, this is my face. I'm looking at price action. Yes, we ran out of steam for the day. Like what? Maybe we hang out for a little bit past 11 to see. See why I don't trade inversions though? Go long here on the retest and it just Fails on you. Even with SMT, right? I'd rather wait for the candle closures. Like change state delivery. But I would use this if we had closed above, V-shaped reversal, closed above. I would use this as another confluence point. Like, okay, we disrespected this this bearish premium array, closed above it, and change state delivery. That would give me more confidence, right? But I'm not just going to enter off a fair value gap alone. Yeah, if you're buying the dip like long term, on these moves down. It's crazy to me like these moves are happening and like it's not offering like any clean entries. It's almost like it's a fake move. Like no one's buying it. Here's another low on YM. Bruh moment. Look, it's your first 5-minute fair value gap in hours right here. This tiny one right here. Gold. I mean, we got 20 minutes left in this candle. That's when this candle closes, there'll be 3 candles left. All right, now YM, take the low out. What's it want to do? What's it want to do? I feel like we might get a setup here in a second. I don't know why. My gut sense is saying that we might get a setup. Like just watching like there was a time and a place in a day where this move would also happen here. But for some reason, this thing likes to do the opposite. I remember it used to be like they would all just move together, What's up, Ben? Benjamin? Yeah, first 5-minute fair value gap in how long? Let's count. In 2 hours? First 5-minute imbalance in 2 hours? Sitting here like pondering, like, do I want to take like this continuation off this imbalance right here? We're basically gonna have 15 minutes or 3 more 5-minute candles to get a 2R. The problem is if I do, my stop's going to be at this 15-minute imbalance, like high that it forms. And then 10 o'clock could roll around. Or sorry, 11 o'clock could roll around and retrace some of this before moving higher. And that could stop me out, right? Yeah, it just kind of feels like extended. But I mean, I thought the same thing yesterday. You know, oh, we're a little extended up here. But we just kept running. So we do have this target up here that it looks like we're reaching for. So I just say fuck it. Because it's starting to move. You know, the market looks like it's starting to move. Like it looks like we've picked a direction, at least on these two. And if this thing starts to reverse, if YM starts to reverse, that's just going to add fuel to the fire. In my opinion. Hopefully this doesn't reverse and so does this. Like 30 handle stop. YOLO? We could do like half size. It doesn't have to be full size. It was a slow grind yesterday. I mean, how many can I get? I don't know, man. I say we send it. Why not? Technically, it's a valid trade. All right, I'm in. We're in. Let me cancel. Get rid of these. Stop loss, 106. Let's do it the body. Woo-wee! Just so y'all know. Where is it? Why can I not? I'm on Amp Live, right? Risking about $4,000. So let's see. Should we cut on the executions and the money so you can see how much I'm up? Up like $200 right now. And then I'm in at 145.50, so stop loss is like here. Go for like a 2R. Right here. Go for 2R. Make about $8,000. What are we thinking, guys? $214. Let's see. Don't stall out on me now. You know? You've been expanding, let's keep expanding. Oh, brother. Yeah, see, look, real quick. There's this 5-minute imbalance here that we need to get past on YM if it's going to reverse and give us some more juice. So, I'm looking at this as a continuation entry. And if we look at the ADR, we still got some juice in the tank, right? For the past 5 days. Like, there's still juice. So this is like a valid trade. I wouldn't say it's A plus. I'd say it's an A. Maybe B plus. Just because how slow we've been moving, but I'm counting on the slow grind to continue and just get us a 2R, a fixed 2R. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But sometimes, like, you also find yourself like in a position where you like haven't taken a trade in a while, you know? And you kind of just need to get, like, you get a little gun shy. And when you add on the pressure of like the streaming too, like you guys watching me, it kind of keeps you like in that mindset of like, okay, I haven't taken a trade yet. Can't let the first trade be a loser on stream. Like, so you kind of like need to just, you know, push the button at a certain point. But yeah, I would say B. It's a B plus setup because we're late in this hourly candle, right? And if this does expand a little bit and close at the highs, this hourly, the new 50% that we want to see it stay above is kind of where my stop is, right? And we haven't really been retracing that much. The only thing I don't like is if you look on the 15-minute, where's my stop? It's basically at this 15-minute imbalance high that we could retrace into, you know, to go higher. That's the only sketchy thing. It's a 30-minute imbalance as well. But I'm counting on no retracements and us to stay. Come on. Above here. All right, so I'm up about 1,200 right now. This is fun, right, guys? Let's make some money. And if you look, my PT just like 2R fixed is up here around the 4.5. So I'm not getting greedy. I'm not shooting for this daily high up here. I'm just gonna get a fixed 2R like on stream with you guys. And I think once we get halfway to my target, I'm just gonna go break even. That's the plan. So once we get to this red line, I'll just go break even. And here's the imbalance here on YM. Even better if it can disrespect it. If it wants to go lower, that's fine. We've been going higher as this has been going lower anyways. And we just got a candle confirmation here on ES as well. So let's see. Either go break even or reduce some risk. I think I'm just going to go break even, honestly, in this market. But it's looking decent so far. All right. Even had a 3-minute closure above this series of down close candles. So but like looking at all three, it looks like I'm in the strongest one, right? Which is what I've been trying to work on. Obviously, this is the weakest. Somewhere in the middle, strongest for longs. So at least I'm positioned in the strongest one. Who said ICT's in a trade? Nice on the GC short. ICT sticking on the 15-second. Yeah, you won't catch me on the 15-second. Catch me on the 5-minute, though. Let's see. Will it play out? Will it not? It's out of my control, right? It's up to the market now. About 2,600. Steak dinner tonight or McDonald's? Which one is it gonna be? I actually had a steak last night, so probably get something else. Looks like YM might want to make a new low, but we're still holding strong here on NQ. Thank God I didn't long ES. ICT risking $20 for 1R. Hashtag built different. All right, 5 more minutes until the new 11 o'clock. And there's a tiny imbalance right here we just formed. So I'll mark it out if you want to dip into that. But why I'm about to make it a new low. You look right here. We respected that imbalance, but we're holding strong on NASDAQ so far. ES somewhere in the middle, as usual. But I'd love to see it push on this candle here. At least get me to break even on the trade. I'm going to be quick with the stop just because of how slow it is. And we're late in the morning, right? So I'll be quick with the stop. A little bit more aggressive than usual. I mean, I could trail it right now to like 50% of the body because technically you don't want to see it. One, close below 50% of the body here. So I could trail it. I'm not going to touch it. Maybe I'll trail it right at 11 o'clock if we haven't hit 50% yet. But just kind of walking you through like what's going through my head at the moment. Exactly, yeah. Just watching this 1 hour form. Love to put in a new high. 3 minutes until 11 a.m. Who knows, man? We said 11 a.m. is when the party gets started. Let's see if we can get break even. Honestly, and I like break even even more because there's an imbalance here, right? That it could dip into and support price higher. So I'm gonna go ahead and reduce some risk here. Still aiming for my fixed 2R, right? So now only risking like 2,700 bucks instead of 4,000 ish. We'll go break even once the red line gets hit. Yeah, stake on me. I mean, even better, I wouldn't even want to see it. I want to see it do something like this, right? I wouldn't even want to see it come all the way down to 50% of this candle here, which is where my stop is. I want to see it stay really strong and move higher, right? And close. Halls tonight on Benji. I went to Halls. I've only been to Halls twice. Halls is a local steakhouse in my city. I might just go break even right at 11. Push it to the limit. God, I want to play that song so bad. But I'm going to get copyright striked if I do. I was trying to find some copyright free music this morning before the stream. All right, I think I'm just going to go break even. Because risk free, and I'm not really liking this wick so far. So it's a risk free trade. What's the spread right now? Half a handle. Let's bump the stop up so I don't get slipped. Like a few ticks. There we go. All right. $230 profit or 8 grand. I just don't want this 11 a.m. candle to reverse on us. Let's see. 11 a.m. New 1 hour candle here. And we got pretty close to 50%. I don't like that close either on the 5 minute. Here's the 3 minute if you want to look at it. Personally, I don't even like to drop lower. Once I enter on a time frame, like the 5 minute, I manage it on the 5 minute or even higher sometimes. 15 minute could immediate rebalance and go higher. But any lower than that, it probably wants to retrace in this imbalance. So I get stopped out here. But I was up about $3,000 something at one point. But it's not even a 1R, I think. Sorry, it's hard to see with that in the way. I'll put it back on in a second. Yeah, risk free. Yeah, your stop still at the body unfazed. Equal highs on the 15-second. Tell him to get his game up. Get on the 1 second. Even better if we don't even tap into here. Breakaway gap. And we just formed a little wick on the 1 hour, right? Be great if we just expand. Here's a little 3 minute. We didn't even hit the immediate rebalance yet on the 15 minute, but even better if it just pushes, right? Because if we leave fair value gaps in the wake of this move, technically that's displacement, right? That's energetic movement. So, all right, 50% of the move. We're halfway there. We're 1R. We're at 1R, about 3,600. I told you. Remember earlier I said I had a gut feeling we might get a setup, right? And here we are. up 3,000, almost $4,000. $4,000. Halfway to TP. She a grinder though. All right. Can YM finally reverse off this low? We've made a new low. Remember that? What's it called? 3 drives pattern, right? If you remember watching like old ICT videos, 3 drives pattern reversal. Can we get it? Gonna have to get past this new imbalance right here. Quick little sweep of the new low. Candle 2 expansion back in the range. Help us out. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. So now what I don't want to see is I don't want us to see us hit this hourly high and then just reverse back in the range. That's what I don't want to see. So that's this high right here. I want to see us close above that, ideally, in this 5-minute candle. Otherwise, we could hit this and then come back in the range and stop me out. And we currently have S&T at that high right now with here, S&T here, and obviously S&T over here on YM. So I'm kind of just monitoring this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what's the best case scenario right now for price to move in my favor? What's the worst case scenario? Best case, we close above this high, right? And continue towards target. Worst case, we close back inside the range, and this 1 hour decides that it wants to now get a new phase of price. Because this was candle 4, now we're in candle 5 here. And that's when you can get a new phase of price, right? So that's what I'm monitoring. And that's kind of why I'm being more aggressive with my stop. Because technically I'm trading a candle 5 now. I entered late in this candle 4. If you guys are enjoying the analysis, the button pushing finally, getting into a position, drop a like on the video. Helps me out. And if you're new here, click subscribe because you'll get notified when I go live in the future. But yeah, like our analysis has been on point for the past couple, weeks. Just lack of entries. But this was a decent one. It was just kind of late within this candle range window, right? I'm just hoping this candle 5 now will play out. If it doesn't, and gives us a new phase of price, like a reversal or a retracement, then I'll probably get stopped out for break even. I was the only person who was bullish yesterday out of the few people I watched, and it worked. I guess it pays to be a contrarian, right? I think I did look at a few other streams the other day just to see like what, because I was looking at like stream elements, like overlays for like the camera and like the banners and stuff. And I was like, oh, I wonder, if they took any trades. And I kind of skimmed through and I saw a few like bigger names all trying to short and get stopped at the open. I didn't see if they ever like took another trade after that. Bruh. See, now it kind of looks like this wants to reverse. And we're kind of getting a pullback here. So, just a wacky market. Hopefully it dips. If it wants to come down, hit the imbalance and go higher. leave my stop intact. If not, it looks like this 1 hour might be a new phase of price. Don't slip me. All right, I'm out. Break even. Oh well. Looks like we're getting a new phase of price here on this 1 hour maybe. But if you're still in, you want to see how this down close candle holds, right? Let's see. You're gonna be chill for a bit. Unfortunately, out BE. But it was a valid setup. Just kind of later in the morning, later in this candle 4. It can still expand, right? But it's gonna do it without me. And we can always like hop back in, you know? Like if we hit this down close candle in a bounce and close back above here, you can always hop back in. Or add to your position if you're still in, stop down here. But the main reason, like I said again, I trailed my stop pretty aggressively is because we're so late in the morning. It's already 11. This is a candle 5. So I want to be a little bit more aggressive. Why don't I partial up there? Because I don't take trades less than 2R. We hit 1R. Time for Wordle. I don't know how the brain power for that. Let's go look at the other indices, right? Ever since ES closed above, chop. We got a nice little short-term move to the upside. YM still hanging out at these lows. Like this 3 drives pattern. 1, 2, 3. Is anyone still in still in NASDAQ? That's a nice close there on the 5-minute. Off the imbalance. If this thing could easily just kind of keep grinding, you know, stair stepping. Let's see how this new 5-minute candle closes, and then we'll go from there. I'm in need of any editor. Best case scenarios, we close above this now for a new projected swing. And then instead of being more aggressive, like I was, if your stop's still down here at the 50%, close above here, this is now a valid protected swing. You control your stop from here to here. Put it here and reduce some risk that way. Usually that's how I do it, is I trail using protected swings. But because we're late in the morning, candle 5, I was more aggressive with it. Yeah, I'm still bullish until it gives me a reason not to be on the higher time frames. Take off the executions. Yeah, like this thing could just run without me. Yeah, I mean, I did go break even after price took a high. After this, it took this new 1 hour high. But either way, trade idea is correct, right? I was just aggressive with the stop. If it plays out. Yeah, like I said, that's how I usually trail my stops, is using protected swings. Because when we close above here, stop was here first. Close above here, this is your new protected swing. So I would trail it from here to here. But because, like I said, we're in a new 1 hour candle, and I'm entering late in this 4 hour candle right here, I'll be more aggressive with it. Because in candle 5, you can get a new phase of price. And what was my plan too? My plan was to go break even at 50% to target, right? And 2 hours about here. So either way, with or without this projected swing, I was gonna go break even at halfway to my target at 1 hour. But there's always another opportunity coming the next day. Either way, if y'all are still in, it's looking good so far. Where was my 2R? It was like here. So close. Yeah, you're starting to see why I'm now. Want to reverse. Yeah, starting to pop. Why I'm just disrespected this imbalance. So yeah, I would now move my stop here to here. Reduce some risk. Or honestly just go break even at this point. Did I take a trade? Yeah. Got in here. Got stopped out break even here. But if I was in this position still, I would go break even. 100%. My TP was up here. But it's like it's getting late in the morning. Let's see if it plays out. Next couple minutes. Just a grinder, bruh. Like, look, it's been straight buying on the 15-minute. Haven't had a down close candle since 9:45 on the 15. NASDAQ up. Here you go. This might help. How many people in here took the same trade as I did? Whether you managed it the same or not. Anybody? Same entry? Same idea? Obviously, these streams aren't meant to be like copy trading, but I'm just curious. I know French said he's in YM. You find it difficult to keep buying in a premium? Just zoom out and look at the high time from candle closers. And also like the daily range, you know? Do we still have room to run? Yeah. Saks signal service, all for free on YouTube. There's people out here charging $400 for this. What's the indicator on the average range? AR levels by 2 degrees. They make the same. They make TTFM as well. About the script. Yeah. 2 degrees makes it. Average range levels pro. It's all right. Even though we got hit break even on this, idea's still right. Just a little aggressive with it. And we're getting back into it, right? Where do you send the thumbnail? There's an email address in my YouTube profile description. Send it to that. That's right. I was break even. But break even. Let's see here. I'm gonna log me out. I still made. I can still go. I can still get a steak dinner with this. $130. That's still steak dinner money. $130 break even. Right? P&L 130. We can still hit hauls, baby. We can still get hauls. FOMO. We might be able to get hauls, steak, but we might not be able to get drinks. That's the problem. The drinks, they'd be taxing. Like $20 a cocktail. Like, what are we doing? Half that shit's ice. I think it's going to play out. Do I feel like, yeah, the main thing is just being processed. Like, I know when to hit the gas, when to be more aggressive with the stop, right? And I know that like me moving my stop break even, I'm more likely to get stopped out, right? But I'm willing to just take that risk because it's all about capital preservation in these conditions, you know, survival. I'd rather get stop break even than take a loss any day of the week. Just so slow. Like we're actually in like a trending market, I feel like, with like a lot of participation. You would just see this thing run, you know? It wouldn't be all this like kind of whipsaw, slow grind, consolidate, little pop, retracement, little pop, consolidate, retracement. Like it wouldn't be like that. Let's go peek at YM, right? Kind of getting through these imbalances. About to have a 30-minute closure on YM. I'm probably not going to take another trade this morning. It's just kind of late. It's 11:20. This was the idea, really. Yeah, we kind of see, like that's the thing. If we're just going to slow grind up, right? And not really give any clean swings down here to trade. I want to see it grind up. Give me a continuation entry like we had here. I've been saying it. Give me proof that it wants to go higher, right? Respect this discount array, this bullish array. Close above for that continuation order block entry like it did. Boom, we entered. And it's playing out, right? It's just very slow. How about 10, 15 candle? This one entering there. There's no protected swing though. Like I like to enter off protected swings. Like this low right here is protected because it's dipped into an imbalance and we've closed back above the opening price. This candle, down close candle, has not dipped into an imbalance, hasn't swept a low, right? Hasn't swept a low. You know? So this isn't protected in my eyes. And like you might be able to say like, oh well, this one might be, because actually no, it's not. There's no low in here. It swept. It's still intact. So yeah, it needs to be protected. Either already dipped into an imbalance or taken out a swing point, like so, right here. And like now you got a little imbalance here. Just kind of buns. Kind of buns. But either way, I'd be break even at this point if I was in. We'd be pretty close to my 2R somewhere up here. I'm gonna go and journal this trade. Obviously, it signed me out because I logged in somewhere else. But I'm gonna go and journal this trade that we took on stream after the gym. Kind of clear my head. That way I can come back and be objective on my actions and, you know, things I did. One of the mistake I'll write down is, or things I want to work on is, I wouldn't even call it a mistake. It's just something that led me to get stopped out, right? Was being aggressive with the stop. But there was reasoning behind doing it. Not that I was scared that I would lose money, you know, like I wasn't emotional doing it. I had a plan, right? I followed the plan. I said I was going to go break even at 50%, right? Followed the plan. So that'll be a plus in the journal, like trading the plan. Even though I didn't make any money, I made like break even basically. But that'll be something that I journal. So that is that. But I appreciate you guys coming, stopping in. Hopefully we get some setups tomorrow. Like in these conditions, I've been going break even at 50% of the move to my target for the past few months. So once we kind of get in better conditions, what I used to do when we were actually moving hard was trail break even once we hit 2R and then let partials run for like 3R, 4R, right? But in the market that we've been in with that lack of follow through, you know, all of this, I switched to a moving stop break even at 50%, right? At 1R. But yeah, consistent actions equals consistent results, right? So I try and operate the same every single trade. But it looks like it's going to play out. But, all right, I got the email. Perfect. I think we'll call it here. It's 11:20. I'm going to hit the gym, come back, journal. repeat the same process tomorrow. And that's that. But once again, don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the stream. We'll get notifications when you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.